So while we wait for maybe a couple more people to come in, this will give us a chance to go maybe 15 minutes past. Because I thought maybe we might do something a little bit different. Andrew, I'm glad you're on the call. Doing some more research and stuff. I think the best, and I appreciate everyone who has their camera on too. I know some of you are probably juggling 3 things, 4 things at once. I get it. Although being present, I think in this 45 minutes would be beneficial. And this way it's also, I was just thinking about this as I'm walking the dog the other night. It just allows me to get a sense of feedback, just like, let's try to come up with an analogy. I guess the analogy would be as if you were presenting an offer to your clients and they didn't have their camera on. You're wondering, are they connecting with me? Do they understand what I'm saying? And I can see Lorian, nodding her head. It's those things that we're just looking for body language, because this is the way we're going to do business. This is the way, I think, with Zillow too, these kind of internet leads. Ideally, yeah, sure, we'd love to get them in the office and have a consultation and do everything in person. Although, not only the abundance of leads, I believe that will be coming your way, but, with technology, we should feel confident, comfortable to be able to have these conversations online. So, I personally, this is right in my wheelhouse. I would much rather, I'm just as effective, I believe, on Zoom than I am in person. If I have a choice and it's only one person, of course I'd want to be in person, but I'm thinking scalability, running a business, multiple clients at once, juggling 7 to 8 clients at once. Just can't, run myself around like I used to, like some of you are now, and it's okay, because you're going to figure out your own path that works best for you. But just keep thinking about, how do I leverage and grow this? How do I 2x it, 3x it, 5x it to 10x it? And that's, technology leverage in the form of technology or hiring admin or showing assistant, which again, I feel is in my wheelhouse, that I'm able to help you grow your business to the extent that you want to, just because I've personally done it myself, and I feel like I failed forward and still do every single day. So with that little warm-up lap, what I want to do today is I want to test out Andrew. And I'm thinking this is how I want to do it. We thought we were going to just call and surprise Andrew on the fly and just be like, oh, hey, we got to, and connect them right now. I think it should just be on the fly. Whoever's ready to go, we're just going to do it in a group. Andrew, one thing I didn't tell you that I think you already know, though, is once you set the appointment, that's ALMSS, and that's really what we're kind of testing out. I kind of want to throw a curveball and then just ask, what is the next step after you get off the phone? What are the subsequent steps that we're doing? And I'm just going to, not in any specific order, and it doesn't really have to, although I probably will put a document together, because as we know, systems are scalable and it helps you retain to do the same thing over and over. So in no particular order, I'm going to help you out. It's shooting a video text immediately to the client with your high note presentation with your link. This way they can put a face to the voice and know who they're meeting with. Again, I've been there where I show up at 123 Main Street and I'm like, oh, are you Andrew? Oh, hey, Andrew, I'm Scott. It's just that weirdness. I want to get rid of all that and just say, hey, Andrew, it's Scott. Good to meet you in person. And you're going right into the appointment. So I believe, again, the video text is going to be crucial. The high note presentation, which all of you are working on, or you may have complete done by now, that link is going in the video text also. So now the consumer has everything they would possibly need and more to learn more about you, which again is going to increase the probability of them showing up to the appointment, right? Remember, it's 50% is what they're statistically seeing as a show up rate. So how do we bridge that gap? It's creating a lot of value from the initial call to the appointment. And the value is your video text, your Calendly invite, once it's confirmed though, right? So you do have to make sure that the home is available to see tomorrow at 123 Main Street at 3 o'clock. And once that's confirmed, then you're going to send out a video text. I mean, the video text goes out regardless. I'm sorry, the calendar invite. And then it's following back up in 15 minutes. Regardless if you have the appointment or not, the point of the call is to, again, share your name and the company you're with one more time. And the reason why, for some of the new ones on here, it's because Zillow is going to reach out to the consumer within the next 24 hours and ask them if Andrew was able to answer all of your questions, and do you plan to work with Andrew? And the survey may even ask for his name. And if the consumer doesn't remember Andrew's name, you know, it affects your score. So any questions around any of that? So, all right.
A lot of my questions, Scott, are more so centered around Zillow Academy and all like the courses that we need to take to be able to start. Because there's a lot on there. I've done most of the live ones, the partner expert. There's so many like little folders. I don't know. Is it just like all of them on Zillow Academy or?
Yeah, you know, I did say I was going to send you a Vidyard video on where to see it. If you, Andrew, did you find it by chance? There is a screen, a Zillow Academy screen in the bottom left corner will show you your progress report, like what classes you've completed and what classes are outstanding. Has anyone seen that?
I just Googled Zillow Academy, like you said. Mine's in the upper left corner, but I had to go through and add all the classes myself. And that included, like, after this class today, I'm going through my third live class with them.
When you say you had to add it, so it was not tracking it.
Well, it tracked it, but only after I added it to my learning e-plan. So if I pull it up here real quick. Oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it now.
Knock this out real quick.
For me, it was a little different because I didn't take the actual courses. There was just like a subset of like articles and like drop down menus that you can go through. And that's what I went through. And it tracks your progress because if you click on a certain link, once you finish that link or click next topic, it shows it as green. So it tracks progress in that regard. But it's not the Zillow Academy that Adam is mentioning.
Okay, yeah, because I've done that, what you're talking about, the articles, hyperlink ones. I've already done those. But I guess that's my confusion is the classes that we have to go through, what Andrew's talking about or what Adam and Andrew, because I've done some of the live ones that Adam is also talking about. I've just done a lot because I don't know which ones are the ones that are needed, basically.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, it's not the most user friendly because I'm bouncing around right now and I'm getting thrown in different directions. It just keeps drilling down. Let me, Site, can you note that for us, me, you, and Venus? In fact, I'm sure certain Venus knows how to get there. Yeah, I can't find it right now. So we'll work on that. But there is a checklist. Has anyone seen that? Am I the only one? Rachel, you haven't had success with that either? Or Adriana?
What was the question?
There's you know, everyone's getting confused on what classes to be taking and how do you know when you're done. And there's a Zillow Academy dashboard that shows what classes you've taken and what classes are still outstanding and what classes you're actually scheduled to take.
Yeah, so there's like only so many live classes, and once you complete them, it'll say complete I can screenshot all the ones that I've done and like put it in the Slack channel if you want.
Yeah, maybe if you could copy the URL, we're having a hard time just navigating to that.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, awesome. Let's see if that might help provide some
Okay,
clarity.
then I think I might be done then because I've done what Andrew did, and I've done the live classes, and I've done the just regular Zillow's
Mhm.
best practices and things like that.
There's a high probability you're probably right. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours, give or take 15 minutes. But again, regardless, like the Moye, good morning, good to see you on the call. You know, even regardless how flex works out for you, whether it's the right fit or not, veteran, new school, old school, you know, the academy is going to definitely help you in just the sense of how to navigate a cold prospect and convert them to a client, and how to stay in touch with them, how to leverage the different status updates, maybe what to say from scripts to text scripts to voicemails to emails. It has all of that stuff. And I think even Mary, you know, she's been taking it behind the scenes, and she shared something in the Flex channel last night, just some takeaway where another agent had it of like ALMSS, and then what do you do after the call? So it's like a little checklist. If you go into Slack, you'll see that there. She actually downloaded the PDF. All right. Venus, thanks for jumping on. Okay, so, you know, unless there are no questions. Let me see here real quick.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
Like jumping on Stacey, like piggybacking off of her, the training, like the web pages and the lectures, they seem to be more or less like 85-90% overlapping.
Okay. Yeah, that link is broken. Oh, that one worked. Whose was that? That was Adam. Was that your link?
Yeah, that's the one that takes me to like the home page, and then in the upper left-hand corner, I can click on the drop-down menu, and then it can show me my like the classes that I've added and what's in progress and what needs to be completed. That's how I found like you had mentioned, you could do live practice sessions with other Zillow agents. And those live sessions were where I was able to do that.
Yep. Okay. Um,
I tried to take a screenshot to show you what like my completion page looked like, but I can't figure out how to put that into, or if I can't even put that into the chat session here.
yeah. All right, give me 2 seconds because Zoom doesn't have me logged in.
Well, here we go.
Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Okay. So when you click on Adam's link, this is where it takes me. Hopefully it takes you to the same thing. You've got to be logged in though. And then, can you guys see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Adam. And then dive back in. So if I click this bottom corner. Not started yet, right here. These are in progress. Again, it's quirky though. Some of you may have discovered that you finished the class and it's still showing in progress. One thing I did find out, if you schedule a class over here and you don't show up to it, and let's just say it was a month ago, it's still going to lock you into in progress. You got to go back into the class and then unlink yourself. So that way you can schedule a new appointment for a date that's coming in the near future. If you scroll down, here's where, it tells me all of the classes. See if you look up here, completed. So these are all the ones that I have completed. And this is probably the one where it keeps drilling down. You click on a link and you go to next, and there's drop down menus, and then they ask you a couple questions, and then you go to the next one and the next one. Then this is where it gets a little quirky, because then you got visit now down here and you're like, oh, well, do I go there, or have I done that? Or, I know they're working on it. So just go with it. All right. Okay. Sorry, any questions around that? Good. All right. Who wants to be Andrew's buyer? How about I'm just gonna pick someone to that one.
I can do it.
Rachel, are you available?
Yes.
Do you want to be Andrew's buyer?
Yeah.
All right. Whenever, Andrew, I am connecting you with Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm all right. My name is Andrew. I'm your Zillow Premier agent from Circle Real Estate. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Thanks for asking. How's your day?
I can't complain. It's a beautiful morning and it's not too hot yet.
Yeah.
So Rachel, according to my system, it looks like you're interested in taking a look at 123 Banana Lane. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the house I want to see.
Perfect. And is that something that you would like to see today or for another day?
I could go today if it's between 4 and 4:30, or
Uh-huh.
tomorrow, 12 o'clock.
Okay. So 4:30 or tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And if by any chance the weekdays don't work, is there any time on the weekends that might work for you?
Sunday morning would work.
Sunday morning. Should we say like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? Would that be all right?
Yeah, that should work for me.
Perfect. So just a little overview. How it's going to work out is I'm going to be calling the seller to set up this appointment, and based off of them and seeing when it's ready to show, I'll give you a call and a text back about 15 minutes from now. Is that all right?
Yeah, you could text me.
Perfect. And Rachel, can I ask you what was interesting about this house that made you want to check it out in person?
I really liked the layout of the
Mhm,
floor plan. We
mhm.
really need like a bigger floor plan, so I like that it was 2,300 square feet and it was open concept. I'm
Got
looking for something like that because we're in a small house right now.
Got it. So you want like an open floor plan, increase in square footage, basically just giving yourself an upgrade on space in from your current home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So I search homes every day, and if I find any other houses that kind of align with those metrics, is that something that you would be interested in me adding to the tour?
I mean, I really only wanted to see this house, but if there's something that catches my attention, I'd be open to seeing it.
Perfect. And going off of that, is there any other property that you wanted to add to the tour? Anything that you saw in particular?
I didn't know.
Okay, perfect. And so, Rachel, why don't I do this? So, just a quick summary. I'm going to call the seller again, give you a call back in the next 15 minutes to lock down our appointment time. And, we can go from there. I will also send you my contact information in case you have any questions for me, or if you need to edit or change the appointment time that we'll have set in the next 15 minutes. Is that all right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. Rachel, I do have one favor to ask, if that's all right with you.
Sure, what is it?
Yeah, so Zillow, what they want us to do is they want us to meet all of your expectations. So they're actually going to be sending you a questionnaire. And I was wondering, if I met all of your expectations, would you mind clicking that smiley face for me?
Yeah, I could do that for you.
Wonderful. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for giving me a call, and I will be in contact with you in the next 15 minutes. And I can't wait to meet you either today or tomorrow, or maybe even over the weekend.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, bye now.
Bye. Good job. You
Thank you.
definitely hit everything.
Yeah. How'd he do for you? Would you meet him?
Yeah, I would meet him. He was totally friendly and I liked the way he spoke. It was clear and, slow to the
Yep.
point. Very good.
Yep. Danny, Lorian. Good.
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Wow. Perfect.
And he was in when we worked together at the other place, he was so good at scripts and constantly doing scripts in the morning. So he's built for this. He's so good at this.
Yeah. Yeah. You did good, man. Good job. Good job. Venus Psych, if you have feedback, feel free to jump in. So Andrew, what happens next? What's next on the action items?
So next on the action items is I would contact the seller, schedule that appointment. I would also record that greeting, the video text saying thank you for the phone call, putting a face to the name, and then as well as sending my contact information, sending this my YLOPO drip campaign for buyers as well.
High note. High note
Yes,
link.
high note.
Yep. High note link. All right.
And Scott, I
and-
would like to point out that most of those leads from Zillow that have been in contact with the agents. Now, I think the most important thing that they need to do is to call them, because some of them are not really are not really responding to SMS and emails. So much better to call them. So what we're doing right now, me and Venus, is that even though the agent has not called them yet, we initiate the first call and then we get them endorsed to agents. But then again, they have to make sure that they're being called, because that's the time. Also, the first week or the first few days is very essential. That's the time that these leads could get from hot to cold, and
Yep.
they can easily switch to other agents, like, hey, I'm already working with someone else. And that really happens a lot.
Just to echo Psych, that's why, we're asking, regardless if they set the appointment with the listing agent or not, to call back in 15 minutes just to get more one-on-one time and to throw that name out there one more time and then confirm, did you receive my video text? Oh, awesome. Cool. So as of now, we're still trying to, still shooting for 4 o'clock this afternoon or tomorrow at 10 a.m. As soon as I hear back, I'll let you know. And look, those of you that are already in the game, you're already future pacing this process. Sometimes, I'm getting in the weeds, but they don't even get back to us in time, right? Their listing agents are busy, or they already have multiple offers, and so they're not even getting back to you. So you just got to keep in mind that consumers kind of on hold right now until you let them know what's next. And sometimes if we don't overly communicate that back to them, they look at it as though we're dropping the ball or we forgot about them. So just shoot them a quick text and say, hey, Andrew, I apologize. The listing agent's just gone dark on me. Let's just do this. I know you're busy and you're trying to forecast. Let's just call today off and I'm shooting for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Because once you start getting in that hour and a half window, they're going to probably cancel anyways, because they could be coming from afar and traffic and, all of the different things that you're all thinking about too. So we'll just let them off the hook and set the appointment for the next day. Couple things I should have just given feedback. Great job though, Andrew. Just some feedback though. When you get connected, stay away from hello, Rachel, because Zillow's already connecting you and you know it's Rachel. So you got to go with the assumption, hey, Rachel, it's Andrew, your Zillow Premier agent with Circle Real Estate. How are you today? Like, just go right into the greeting. Otherwise it goes, oh, hey, Rachel. And she goes, oh, yeah, hi. And they go, oh, hey, this is so just whack out that first step. That goes with anything though, even if you're following up on an open house lead or if a sign call or something, you just go straight into it, because when you cold call and you say, oh, hey, Andrew, if you call me like that, I'm already clicked. I already know you're soliciting me on something. So you just got to go right into the opening line. When they want to see the home, even if the showing request says, say tomorrow or possibly Friday at 2:00, always go with the assumption of, because they don't know. So just ask them, would you like to see that today? So you did say, would you like to see that today or another day? So the other day is now like, oh, okay, well, I got time. Let me space it out and let's go with another day. As quickly as they fall into wanting to see the house, life happens and they fall out just as quickly. The goal is trying to get them the appointment within 24 hours, 48 at the longest. If they say, yo, yeah, I was thinking Saturday at 3:00 and it's today, Wednesday, I'm trying to get him Thursday in the next 48 hours. You know what, Andrew? Is there any way, if the sellers are available, that I could possibly get you in there within the next 48 hours? I just feel by the weekend, they're going to have multiple offers possibly. And or maybe they might even accept something. I'm not sure, but time is of the essence. Like, I'm going to start trying to push them to go sooner. All right. Yep, that was it. So good job, man. Good job. So how was that? I mean, that's pretty much the testing out. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? You guys just gotta be who you are, and it's just practicing and letting it roll off your tongue just like that. This isn't sweaty palms or anything freaky. It's everything we've been doing for the last 60 days. So just put in the reps. If you haven't already, write it down, read it over and over, and get with someone on this call right now, and then role play it together.
Okay, Scott.
Yep.
That's Raphael. Hey,
What's up, man?
one more thing for Andrew that I noticed. So when you ended the call, we got to try to keep him excited about that call back in 15 minutes. And you mentioned whether we see it today, the next day, or the weekend. I think it's too many options. Keep them excited about the next 15 and keep them thinking that you're going to call them back with that time actually today, right? To see it today instead of just kind of piggybacking on what Scott said. Get them excited to pick up that call from the number again, right? So instead of all those options, just in 15 minutes, we're going to see it today. And then, of course, if that changes in those 15 minutes is when you call them back and let them know it's not going to be today. It's probably going to be the weekend, or it's not going to be today. It's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you both for the feedback.
Yep. Good note. Good note. Okay. So that's the process. And again, the next steps would be, and Venus and Psych, this should be on our Zillow, like, when everyone's going, well, what do I do to qualify? What do I need to have? If you can just make sure that we have that checklist added on there so we don't blindside anyone, because part of the testing out is what happens after you ALM SS them. Again, it's the video text, including your high note link, getting back to them in 15 minutes. Once it's confirmed, we're sending them a Calendly invite. I know it's a lot, but I promise you, this is what's going to separate you from the competition. And look, this is how you should, again, Zillow or your SOI, you're demonstrating this is how I operate. I believe for me, it's very professional, and skill set to me is irrelevant. You know, when you can demonstrate and just do actionable items like this and demonstrate how you operate until they get to know who you are, will carry you through the process.
Is it okay if we set the appointment through FUB instead of Calendly? FUB will send them a reminder email and stuff. Okay.
Yep. In fact, I probably prefer that, because then when the ISAs jump in the mix, if a couple days goes by and there's no communication, Psych will, if she sees that, she's just gonna call him for you and say, hey, I saw you were engaging with Stacey and I know you guys are trying to set something up. You know, is there anything that has changed that, you know, I could relay to Stacey, or is there a time that works for you in the next couple of days to go see some homes, or whatever the case may be, though? But see, they can't pick up where you left off if we don't leave notes.
Yes, that's right.
Notes, because otherwise it comes off as another cold call, and they're starting from ground zero again and trying to build up trust, right? Rapport, by asking more questions that you probably already asked. And it doesn't make it look like we're on the same page. But when Psych can call and say, oh, hey, I saw you were speaking with Stacey 2 days ago, and it looks like you guys were trying to connect on Thursday, but that home was already in escrow. And I think it says here, Stacey was just waiting for you to send her a few more properties, or she had sent you some properties the other day. Did you see anything you like that maybe I can help arrange a setup for you and Stacey to go and see? You know, it just keeps the process moving forward. And again, keep in mind, you know, Zillow's a little interesting. You know, we met with the core group yesterday, and they all agree that you're going to be able to identify who's really going to buy in the first week. Generally, you will see the motivated just come right out of the woodworks. If we look at all of our closings, they've all struck right away. Again, though, the nurture ones, not to say they're not going to pop, but those are the ones that you're just planting the seeds, putting them on drip campaigns. It'll take time, but in 6 to 7 months, over that period of time, you're going to just have people raising their hands left and right. You're not going to remember who is who, because you're building that pipeline up now. So Psych and Venus will help also continue to keep you top of mind, as well as your drip campaigns and Ylopo Stars, which will soon be Real Scout. Okay. Anybody have any questions? About anything, the process?
I saw Kevin was using Real Scout already.
Mhm.
Is it possible for us to just make the switch too? Or is he
Not until July 13th or 14th. The training calendar was just posted yesterday in Slack. I think our training for that is 2 weeks from today, I think.
Okay.
It's getting set up, the account.
Okay.
Any other questions?
If we're ready to test out, should we just email Venus or Psych?
Yeah, just Slack us, and then we'll put you on for script practice. We're gonna roll through it just like Andrew.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. How's your deal coming along?
It's good. I'm just waiting on all the reports right now to do the request for repairs. So we got the home inspection, the electrical report, but the electrician, I'm not able to get an electrician to go to the property. They're all saying, send me the photos and I'll give you a quote. So today I was able to get an electrician out there, and he's gonna send me a quote. So I have quotes for the electricians, but they're in email form. They're not like an actual PDF or anything.
Just, I see where you're coming from, because you're coming from customer care. And you're really
Mhm.
taking the initiative to help get your buyers what they're looking for. Just be careful in the sense, don't get too involved where they're calling you to set the appointments. And if sometimes they're going to charge a trip charge, $60 just to come out and take a look at it. And then you can apply that trip charge towards the work to be done if your client hires them or the seller hires them. Don't get caught in the spider web where now they're calling you and you're on the hook for the $60, $75. Don't get caught in the middle where they're contacting you and then you're contacting your client, then you're contacting the seller, then you're contacting the electrician, and then the electrician shows up and your client's not there. You want to make sure that your clients are invested and that they're steering the ship on inspections that are important for them.
Okay, gotcha.
Ideally you're just giving them the names and the numbers and helping facilitate, but not actually making the calls.
Oh, really? Okay. Because yeah, I know my client's like super busy, so I mean, I kind of just took the initiative
I
to do
get it.
it, just to make sure that it gets done. Um, so
It's
yeah, I guess yeah,
it's
I didn't know
also
that.
part of the process to get them to buy in to the process. If you're doing all of it, there's no emotional time, energy, resources, finances anchored to the deal. They're
Gotcha.
further from it than you might think because you're doing all the heavy lifting.
Gotcha. I just thought because like they're buying furniture, they're doing stuff to like get ready to move. So I thought like, let me do this for them. I don't know. I guess I thought like as an agent, it was my job to handle anything home related, but that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, look, I did the same thing. I'm just kind of identifying some blind spots that could potentially happen.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
let me just future pace this. Here's an example, Stacey. Oh, well, I didn't even talk to the electrician. And what do you mean he didn't even go to the house? You mean you just sent him my inspection report and he's basing this $5,000 estimate based on what another inspector had said? Who does that? How do they know what the wiring looks like under the house? So you see because when the tables turn like that and they're at fault or they're at some financial investment,
Mm,
the tonality and the language changes really quickly. And now all of a
okay.
sudden from Stacey being so warm and fuzzy and helpful to like, wait, you just took an electrician and took his word for it when he didn't even see the house? Is that how they
Yeah,
do
okay.
business? I would never hire an electrician who doesn't go and take a look at the house. But see, you already know that 5 of them already told you, just send us the report. They kind of got to figure that out on their own.
Okay. I was able to get one. He's going today at 2 and he doesn't charge for the quote. He just goes, gives you a quote, and then yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I could totally see that. And I'm doing too much basically.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, look, it's your first one, so you're coming out with integrity and you're trying to do what you think is right. So, as I did, but then just, from experience, we're the first ones that get thrown under the bus. And
Okay.
all of a sudden, when financial commitments are due, it's like, wow. So yes, I don't want to get into the weeds, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. No, that's really good for me to hear.
Yeah. Here's what it looks like now. As you guys get more repetitions under your belt, you can just start, saying again how we are always setting the expectation. Hey, Stacey, I know that Bob, the inspector, called out a lot of electrical issues. Let's take the next, I don't know, 18 hours. Let's both read over the report. If we decide that getting an electrician in here is the best next step, then I have a couple that maybe I can refer you to. That you'll want to reach out to and try to set up a time to have them go out for a further evaluation if that's important to you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm setting it up like, okay, we should maybe do this, but it's up to you. You know, you need to schedule it. I'll be there, of course. Inspections too. Clients always got to be there. You know, I hear a lot of agents doing the inspection because their client's too busy. Are you kidding? They're buying a $1 million home. Why wouldn't they want to know what is going on with this investment? They are not too busy. They have to be there to hear it from the horse's mouth. Otherwise, you get caught in the middle. And then when shit goes wrong, well, Stacey was the one at the inspection. I wasn't even there. So Stacey said this, and Stacey said, and the inspector said, again, we get caught up in the crossfire and in the spiral. Everything's hunky dory until shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan, we are the first one. We were the problem. It happens all the time, even when they already bought their furniture.
Dang.
So,
well, so for the roof inspection, he wasn't able to go. I just went. But
I would
now I know
FaceTime
that
him
for
at the
next
bare
time.
minimum.
Just FaceTime him
And I would also get something in documentation in the simple form of an email saying, I understand you can't make 123 Main Street's roof inspection with Bob the roofer, and that you would like me to go in your presence. You know, like get something in writing so it doesn't look like we're steering it and we're doing all of the inspections for them, that this is something they wanted to do and that they're committed to it and that they're responsible for the financial commitments, and you're just going to be there and you're going to FaceTime them.
Okay.
When the roofer contacts or tells you on the spot that here's what I think and this is how much it's going to cost, you could say, thank you for the information. If you don't mind, I'd like you to tell the client that directly. You don't want anything to get misinterpreted where you get caught in the crossfire.
Okay.
There's this one like pretty well-known real estate agent on social media who actually suggests not even setting up the actual inspection appointment, but giving, you know, an option of a phone number of a company to the client and they do it. I mean, I didn't do that for my last two, but what do you think about that?
That's an experienced agent. He's been in a lawsuit before. That comes from experience. Because here, this is what I'm dealing with right now. Not on this call, but one of our agents referred him to inspectors. The client picked one of the two. Now they're suing the agent, the brokerage, myself, everyone, because they're saying this is your inspector. You referred this inspector to me. How reckless of it, like the emails again have so much teeth on it, and then you can tell it's coming from counsel. And all we did was refer them multiple people, and they chose. And what's crazy is they asked if you have a referral because they like what you've done and provided to this far into the transaction. And then when things go wrong, they close escrow. Who knew that the shower pan had a crack on it? No one can see underneath the tile until they demoed the tile because they didn't like the pink tile and they wanted white tile. All of a sudden, when they demo it, they say, oh shit, this is not the right backing. They used drywall. They didn't even use the water backing, and they didn't put a pop mop the drip pan. What kind of inspector is this? What kind of listing agent, and who's my agent? Why? And now I'm stuck with that's the legit story. No one's got x-ray vision. It's crazy. And now they are demanding for a lot of money to make this thing go away, including they want to go after the prior sellers, which is crazy. But that's how quickly it goes. People just think like, you know, we knew that.
Yeah,
Okay, so to avoid all that in the future, because I worked at the roofing company where people were so happy, and I don't want that to happen. So just give them, hey, these are inspectors that we've worked with in the past, you know, here's a list. You can choose from there. He charges this much, he charges that much. That's it.
Yeah, like for me, we've got a template. Remember, it's always system. So I already have my two inspectors that I like with their contact information. My TC will just send it to the buyers and say, and then at the bottom too, that does say you're free to use whoever you like.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you want to go through Yelp, you can do that. Now look, I hate doing that. I truly do, because I've been with a Yelp inspector who has 1,000 reviews who basically killed the deal. Because they come in there guns blazing like, I'm the best inspector. I'm going to find everything wrong with this house. And they don't know the delivery is just like how we are, the way we talk to our clients, the delivery of the inspector puts fear in the buyer. And they think they did a good job because you paid me and I'm protecting you. And, you know, a ground fault protector is not the worst thing that the house is missing in the kitchen. And the way that they explained it is freaking the shit out of the buyer, because wait, you mean if I dry my hair and the blow dryer falls in the sink while the faucet's on, I could get electrocuted? Well, yeah, of course you could. I mean, and that's how many times does that happen? Oh, you know, it's just a GFCI protector. That's less than $10, $20 at Home Depot. You know, that's why I do like to use my inspector, because they point everything out. And then, yes, they do say probability. Oh, wait, what do you mean this house isn't anchored to the ground? You mean it's just sitting on cylinder blocks and it could seismic activity in Southern California? Yeah, that's true. 80% of the homes in Long Beach are not anchored to the foundation. When they built the houses in the 50s, that's how they did it. If you were to construct a new house today, of course, code would want you to anchor and brace from the foundation. Of course you would. Of course, if you were to do a kitchen remodel, the inspector would require you to put in the GFCI protectors in the bathrooms too. When they built the house in the 50s, there was no code for that. So those are all considered improvements in the seller's mind. Oh, my dad says I need rain gutters, and because the way the roof line is pitched, the water is going to pool up and it's going to pool right next to the back door slider and mold it. I need rain gutters. Yeah, I get it. In a perfect world, I would agree with you, but that's going to be an improvement. To get a seller to pay for that is going to be, it's an uphill battle. I'll go after it. I'll do what you want. I just want you to know what the probability looks like. I'd rather you focus on other items that are safety or violation or water, you know, something else like that's on the report. You're talking hypothetical scenarios. I'll tell you, the RR1, the request for repair, is the #1 deal killer once you get into escrow. And the way you avoid that is setting the expectation. It's this conversation. Those that don't have
Okay.
experience, you got to really piggyback the veterans here. And talk.
On mine, we're gonna need a whole new roof.
Is it leaking?
It has 4 layers, and there's like, it's so, and there's missing tiles on the parapet wall. The roofer was like, he like took a picture, and it's just like the seams weren't welded together properly, so they've had to come in and put tape on there. And there's just like a ton of spots where there's like tape and mastic all over the things.
What does the transfer disclosure statement and SPQ seller's property questionnaire say? Did the sellers disclose any
Nothing.
leaks?
Nothing. Everything. No, 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 no.
Okay. So, just so you know, this is what the conversation, the negotiation is going to sound like. Well, my sellers didn't disclose any water intrusion. I get it. There are 4 layers, and yeah, it is an older roof, but like, let me get in your client's head. What are they thinking? $20,000, 15,000 credit?
He'd be happy with 15, but yeah, we'd want to go higher in case they shoot lower. So like maybe ask for 25,000, and then if they respond with, hey, here's 15, or maybe 20,000, and if they give us 15, we'd be happy with that.
Are there other offers on the property? Did you go up against multiple?
Yeah, there was 5.
If you come at me at 25,000 with 5 offers, I'm going to say, send in the cancellation instructions.
Okay.
So again, this is all strategic. You're going to have to call the agent and say,
Wait,
hey,
okay.
look, the inspection, it didn't come back favorable. There's 4 layers of roof. There's this and that and duct tape and dust and, you know, I didn't even see anything that your sellers disclosed on the TDS or the SPQ. Can you kind of poke around that? Because my clients are, you know, the roof is shot.
Yeah.
It's
I
no,
told him and he said, okay, write it up. That's what he said. Because the agent that I'm working with, he's a new agent like me, and he also has a mentor. So the mentor was the one who I spoke to. And then he was like, all right, well, write it up. And that was it. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
So he kind of knows the deal. But I guess how much we asked for, I didn't. Patty said that they can't cancel on us if we ask for a certain amount. The worst that they could just say is no.
right. That's true.
So so I was thinking we asked for like 20 or 25, and then if they respond with 15 or something less, then we'll take it.
I think what you have to do, again, this is a little bit more advanced though, but if you feel comfortable with your client, you need to figure out what is their bottom line.
Okay.
I like to know what I have to work with. So I know, because there's strategies on how I would do it. Like if they tell me it's 15,000 or I'm canceling it, I'm just going to hit the listing agent right over the head at 15,000 and say, look, you got to give me 15,000 or they're just going to cancel the deal.
Okay. So just go straight up like that.
If you know what your clients want.
Okay.
If your clients say, I would be happy with half, 8,000, then I'm not going after 8,000. I'm going to still go after the 15. But at least I know what I have to negotiate with.
Okay.
And then when
Okay.
you know, again, just kindly remind your client, this is a wish list. Even though it's shot, and even though they say, write it up and send it through, it's the seller's decision. So if we get some money or half a money, you know, it'd be a win. You got to remember they got 5 other offers.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to them
And
today.
TDS and the SPQ didn't say it was leaking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a water heater that's out of its life expectancy, but it's still pumping out hot water. And then most buyers want a brand new one. But it's
See.
still giving you hot water. There's no TDS SPQ saying that the hot water is intermittent or the hot water only gets to 80 degrees, you know.
Okay.
All right. Good job, Stace. You're learning a lot. I know. Stressful times.
Scott, in regards to what Stacey mentioned about her clients buying furniture at this time, what are your thoughts on that?
I tell them to hold
overrated-
off.
Okay.
Until you remove all your contingencies, anything can happen. Because if I don't, what like, Rosemary, let's just say I'm not able to get you $15,000. You know,
Right, my concern is at the end, when they rerun their credit and now their debt to ratio went up because maybe they charged it.
that's a very great point that I didn't even think about. That's another point too.
He's Hugo warned him about it, and I have too. So he's doing everything cash, and he's not putting it on credit.
The good news, Stacey, is that he's emotionally moved in.
Yeah,
Which is
they
great.
have to. If it's not this house, I have to find another one because he's being divorced and moving in with the new person. So yeah, it has to happen. Yeah.
Then in that scenario where it sounds like everything is kind of falling into place, even though they're kind of putting the cart before the horse, maybe just a little bit, I would just say, hey, Stacey, you know, as I negotiate the roof, tell me, what do I have to work with? Like, because you know he wants it and he needs it. So I'm trying to extract as much intel that's going to help me better negotiate on his behalf. Because if I play hardball and go for 25,000 and I get shot out the window, he might be mad at me. So I need to know, tell me what is non-negotiable, like what is their bottom line? If they come back at 10,000, what are your thoughts? How are you going to feel about that? Of course, I'm going after the full amount, but I just need to know. I think you can, knowing his situation, I think you can get that information. Sometimes though, the sellers won't, or the buyers won't share that with you if they're playing hardball all around.
Okay.
They're playing a tight game of poker.
Okay. No, they're pretty. He's pretty even okay. He's even like, do you think they'll, give us something for the roof? So he's like, and what do you think we should ask for? And I was like, well, we should wait for the quote and then go based off that and stuff. So he's kind of yeah, just seeing where
Okay.
he's also a contractor, so he's not scared. Like he knows he can do the roof for much cheaper, but he's just like anything will help type thing.
Okay. All right. Well, give me a shout if you need any help. I know you're in good hands with Patty as well. But just to recap, so that was the test out. Andrew, good job. And whoever's next, just Slack Venus, and we'll just prepare. We'll still do script practice and go on to other topics. And then we'll jump in if someone's in line ready to test out. We'll take 15 minutes and we'll jump over at the end of the call or at the beginning and we'll just knock it out. All right. All right, y'all. Happy hump day.
Thank you, Scott.
I know we got 4th of
Thank
July
you.
holiday tomorrow. Don't blow off a finger if I don't see you, but we are still holding it down. Inner Circle today at 11. And then we are having launch coaching this afternoon too. So if you can make it, I'm going to be there. So we can still spend some time together, stay accountable.
Should we go or be on the safer side? I know someone was sick with COVID. Maybe we should wait.
Oh, at the office?
Yeah, I tested positive for COVID this morning. I tested yesterday and was negative, and then this morning I woke up and tested myself again and it came back positive.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Stuff going around.
Yep. Okay. Use your discretion, whatever your level of comfort is. We'll do it on Zoom. We'll be on Zoom, but it's up to you.
Scott, do you broadcast the launch coaching classes?
Tell me more. What do you mean?
Like I know I can scan in for Inner Circle and watch today from.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, it's not going to be.
Okay.
Let me just see real quick some questions here. Demoye, are they in every week or every other? So, but if next week would be an office meeting, so it just alternates between mastermind, office meeting, mastermind, office meeting. This Wednesday's the mastermind.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Okay, y'all. Happy hump day.